Let us understand thread, how we can work with the thread here. Just make one Java application here, and I say class, say here thread example. Okay, so we'll save this. What do you think? In this program, do we have a thread? Yes, every program has at least one thread. Okay, even I'm not writing the code of thread, so there's a main thread here. If I want to retrieve the thread here, I can simply say thread t equal to not new thread. If I just say new thread, then it will create another thread. But if you want to get the same thread, the thread which has this application, then say here thread dot current thread. Okay, thread dot current thread. So this guy will hold the t1 here and the current thread. Consider I want to display here t and t1. So let me just say t here, right? So t is your, I can say it is a child thread, right? Here t1 is the main thread, right? Okay, let us see what are the other, or how we can compile it. Just say here cd slash cd f drive, and I'll say here f drive and cd Isaac Java demo. Now compile this thread example here. Now say Java thread example. Okay, so what you have noticed here, you are getting the output that thread 0. So this is the thread 0, which is a child thread. 5 is the priority here we are having, okay, in this. And main is a thread group, right? So T is your child thread. Now T1 is what? It's a main thread. So you can see the name of the thread, main thread, main 5 main. So main is the name of thread and 5 is the priority, and main is the again thread group, right? So you can simply write here system dot out dot print line, and then I say t1 dot get name, so I can get the name here. What is the name? Thread hyphen 0. If you want to change the name, so t1 dot set name, and I just say the name is Tom. Okay, after that I print here t, or make it t1 only. Okay, say copy here, paste, right? So we are changing the name of main thread. First we are getting, and then we are setting the name and just printing here. Now compile it and check it out. So what you're getting, before that the name of thread t1 dot get name, so it is saying main, right? Now I said set name Tom, so what we are getting here, Tom 5 main. Earlier it was the main 5 main, right? Well, so we understood the set name and get name method from the thread class. Consider I want to display a message for loop here. Just say for, and I say int I equal to 0, I less than 5, and I plus plus. Okay, and inside this I write system dot out dot print line. What? I just say hello plus I. Okay, but after displaying it should say sleep. So I can say t1 dot sleep for 2000 second. Okay, so it will not display continuously, it will have a break. So after 2 second again hello, after another 2 second again hello should come. Okay, let us try. Here you will get some exception now, interrupted exception, right? Because you are calling sleep method and sleep throw exception, so you must say here throws interrupted exception, right? Throws interrupted exception, or you should have a try catch and then you can say catch interrupted exception. It's gone now. Now you can run the program. What you're finding, hello 0, hello 1. So there's a break of 2 second, I mean sleep for 2 second, right? And now it is ending here. So we can control the flow of our program by using threads. We can capture the thread, we can retrieve the threads, and then we can run according to our need, right? Okay. So this is one example which we have seen now. And the next example which we can see, which will have a customized thread. Consider here itself I make a thread now. Consider, let us say class ABC, and I say here extend thread. So now ABC is another thread here. Okay, now here we can write public void run. Inside that I can write some code here. Say for loop integer I equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus, right? So we can use here I plus plus here, and say system dot out dot print line, right? I just say I here, and I just print just ABC1 like that. Okay, and I want to give a sleep also. So in this case you need to have a try catch, because you cannot say throws in run method. Okay, so say try, close here and say catch, and you can say interrupted exception E here and call it. If any exception occurs, the exception will raise. You can have message also. So I just copy from here and say paste it, and I say E, right? Okay, it's not required. I just writing here. So now ABC is my thread here. Okay, it is a thread type, user defined threads. Now I want to call ABC here. I want to create object of the ABC thread. So what we can do here, ABC A equal to new ABC. Okay, one thread created. Okay, and I say here system dot out dot print line A, you will get the thread priority and group. So by default is a group of main thread. If I say A dot start, what will happen? Once I say A dot start means calling the start method of the thread, right? This start method will call automatically the run method, isn't it? Check it out now. So you should not call the run method, it will automatically call it, right? Never thrown the body of this line number 11 here. I just catch interpret exceptions I have done here, right? Interpret exceptions, never thrown. Okay, because here I'm not using anything, I just say here slip for 2000. Since I am not using method, so it is saying you cannot do this, right? Now we can run this program here. So you're just finding here the hello threads are running now. Now the ABC thread is created and it is saying thread 1 5 min. Previous thread was thread 0, next thread is thread 1. So similarly like thread 2, thread 3, thread 4 will get created. If you want the name of this thread, if you want to give it here, so give it here now. Just say JD thread. Okay. Now this name you cannot pass it because you're not having the constructor. So just make it here with a string s, open and close, and then pass it here super s, super of s, right? Now once we create ABC object here, I mean ABC thread, we can just write, it will be better to write ABC thread here, say ABC thread. Okay, I just renamed it. Here I give the ABC thread here, ABC thread. Okay, once I create object of ABC thread, I'm passing Jerry. So Jerry is getting passed through S and S is getting passed to super, means super class. Now the name will be the Jerry here. You can check it out. So you can notice here the executions. So what the name you are getting? Jerry here, right? So it depends. You could have done a dot set name later also, but you can make a string here and you can pass it the name here itself. The name of the thread will be that. Okay, the name which you have passed. Now consider you are having a class, say class ABC. Okay, this class is already just like this only. Consider again another class I have a XYZ, and this guy is already extending ABC, right? Now can I write this again here? I can't do this. This code is wrong here because multiple inheritance is not in Java, right? So what you will do? You want to make XYZ as a thread. So what we'll do here? We'll say here implements runnable. Okay, implements runnable, and then I just write the same. It is now necessary to override the run method here because you are implementing the runnable interface. Okay, and here I say XYZ. Okay, I just comment this guy since it will take unnecessary the execution time here, right? So now I will say here x by z, x equal to new xyz, creating object of xyz, right? And I say x dot start. Can I do? I cannot. Here ABC is a type of thread. So thread class is having all the method. If you can see here, java p, java dot lang dot runnable. This guy is having just one method. What method? Run method. So now here in xyz, what are the methods I have? Just run. So if I say xyz x dot start, can I write this? There's no start method here, right? But if you see the thread class in the lang package, Okay. In the thread class, we are having lot of methods like interrupted, stop, start, right? These are the constructor we are having, yield, and say here sleep, clone, current thread methods, right? That I have used in this code. And these are the min priority and max priority and normal priority we are having, right? So there are a number of methods. So all the methods are coming in the ABC thread, but not in XYZ, right? I think you are getting here now. So ABC thread is having all the methods. So we can do easily here a dot start. But here I cannot do x dot start. Let us see the code here and whether it. So you can see the problem. It is saying sleep you cannot do, x dot start you cannot do, right? So even there is no sleep method here. I cannot write sleep here. Then what we can do? We can write here thread. We can obtain the thread here. Thread t1 equal to, or if you want to write in one word, thread dot current thread dot sleep. Now it's okay. So I'm obtaining the current thread first and calling the sleep method. Shall we try? So initially it was a 2 error, now it is 1 error, right? So this problem is gone because there is no sleep in runnable. So I have to obtain the thread and then I have to do. Now how we can start this x by z thread here? Now you need to take the help of thread class. So you have to say thread tt equal to new thread, and here you have to pass this x, and then you can say tt dot start. Now it's okay. So ultimately runnable object you need to pass in thread object, and then thread object can start. This start in turn call the run method and do the job whatever you have written in the code. So this is a necessary step if you are using runnable. You have to do that. So you can notice here there is gone now. So now ABC x by z, ABC x by z, both threads are running together, right? Have you noticed that? So ABC thread, x by z thread, it's running together. Even the code which I have written here, ABC, it should complete first and then it should start, right? But no. If ABC thread is gone for 2 seconds sleep, now this main thread is trying this job and starting this thread. Once this thread is going for sleep, x by z thread, ABC thread is waking up and starting the work, right? So both are running parallelly here. You have noticed here, right? If you want that, if ABC thread start, it should finish it first. Then you have to use join method. So call the join a dot join here and just check, right? So now ABC will complete its task, then any other thread will start because we have done the join, and that is a concept of synchronization here. It's like synchronize only. At a time one threads are running, right? Understood. Okay, if we want to set some priority, let us say I don't do the join here. I say a dot set priority. Set priority. Okay, I should do before a start here. By default, every threads are having normal priority, that is 5. And at this level, I say here 10. 10 is the max priority. 5 is the normal priority. 1 is the minimum priority. Okay. So by default it is 5, and if I say 1 means we are giving the minimum priority to this guy, and then saying start. Let me run this code. Since I removed the join, so both will run parallelly. Okay. So ABC and all. Because ultimately these threads are getting scheduled by the operating system, and that's why we don't have a much control on these threads. We can do, but we have to use wait and notify methods to control more, and we have to do the synchronized here. If I just cut it here and say start here, then you can see which thread will start, right? So XYZ started first, right? Have you noticed that? So we have created both thread and we are saying a.start, tt.start. So it will varies as the code you write and as the schedule happen through the operating system. If you want to see the priority, what is the priority of this T1 and all? It's very simple. Just write here and display and say a dot get priority. Okay, right? So how much this A is having priority? You can set priority like this also. Instead of writing 1, you could have done here a dot set priority what? Thread dot mean priority. Okay, thread dot mean priority here. So what you are getting output here, the get priority is 1 here, since I set priority mean priority. If you make it here max priority means 10 here, right? So 10. So max priority is what? 10. Can you tell me how many threads are there in this main method? One is this child thread. Another is the main thread which I have obtained 2, right? And another is the ABC thread 3. And another is the XYZ thread. It is the 4 threads are running in this, right? This is the thread type, this is a runnable type, and this is my main thread. It is just a thread itself, right? So you understood this thread now. You understood the implementation through the runnable and extend thread. There are two ways to implement threads here. One, extending thread. Second, implementing runnable, right? Generally we do in this case, or it is safe to implement runnable only because it can be used with any of the class, right? If it is anything some other class also you can use it. And what are the methods we understood here? Current thread method 1, sleep method 2, right? Run method 3, start 4, right? And set priority 5, and the get priority, you can get the priority 6, right? And set name 7, get name 8, right? So we have seen 7 8 methods from the thread class here, which I have used in this program, right? And I'll just tell you few methods here in the Java P which I obtained here. You can see the methods here: suspend and resume. If I suspend the thread, I need to resume, then only it will get resume here. Similarly, we have a bait and notify methods, but exactly it is not from the bait and notify from the thread class, it is from the object class initially. So object class is thread is a subclass of objects. So here also we have a bait and notify method, and we have also seen the join method, right? So 9 method I can say here, and is alive method, which we can check here whether thread is alive or not. It will return true or false at any time. We can see is interrupted, we can check whether thread is interrupted or not. We can call interrupt, which will interrupt the thread. And let me do here a dot start, and here after displaying I say tt dot interrupt, right? Let us call this method here and check it. So I interrupted tt, you remember, right? I interrupted tt, but a is still running. I mean abc thread is still running here, and tt once started and it is going for sleep, right? And I say interrupt, so it has been interrupted, and you got the message interrupted exception sleep interrupted, right? So once the threads interrupted this thread, it is calling this catch block and displaying message, right? Once the try block is getting over, it will not go back to the, or sorry, once the exception raised at this place, it will not go back to the try block and execute the code, right? We are having daemon method, is daemon, and set daemon method. So that will help you, like set daemon. You can make any thread as a daemon thread. I mean the thread will run in the background, okay, and you can check whether it is daemon thread or not. So that's all about threads now.